what's the craziest thing you've ever done because of love that you ever regret doing?
Story. Me, I was in love. I think this was like 6 years ago. And I was in love with this Tanzanian guy. We had met. We had met online. We'd met severally, but in the course of 3 months that we dated, he sort of ghosted me, and I didn't know why. You know how mnaweza kosana na mtu lakini hajakuelezea vizuri what has happened. So me, I learned that this guy had an event in Mwanza. He was an event organizer of things, big events. So me, I decide I don't have money for a flight. Let me take a bus and drive to Mwanza. By tomorrow, I'll be there for the event in the evening. Mama ndio nani huyo, ticket paid me sure kwa bus. 15 hours and counting to Mwanza because the bus ilienda kisimama past the border, police, nini, and all that, African countries. Me getting there, change my mula to Tanzanian money, get a cab. No, before getting a cab, I get a SIM card to call this guy on the Tanzanian number. Kitu kama I can't remember. Call him and I'm like, imagine I even had to introduce myself. I'm so and so. I've come to support you for your event. I thought this is gonna soften up the guy, and he's like, oh, this is so kind, blah 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 blah. Anyway, moving forward, the guy gives me contact on the hotel I can go and put my bags and maybe rest and wait for him. Hi, me Akia was infatuated by this guy. Went. Nani huyo? Me meet the hotel. Say, for example, Charles. Charles has sent me, blah, 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 mi mgeni wake, but I'm here. He says, you show me the room. So I get a small room. I was given a room. It was a standard. It was okay. Had a mirror, blah, blah, blah. It was a nice room. I go wait. And this time is around 4-ish. And the events should start by 7:30. Mi kangoja. So the guy comes later. Much later, when I'm now getting ready to go to the event, because I knew where the event was, it was still in Mwanza. Wow. Me go. Me have, the guy comes, says hi, like, hi, Leah. It's like I was his assistant. Says hi, moves, is like, tutapatana kwa show. So I went. Luckily, where I went, and because I hadn't booked a table, and these are events where you book big tables. It's like when you go for Miss World and there are tables for this corporate evil. So me, I sat by the counter, and luckily there was one of his friends. So we had a chit chat, nini. And sorry, my time is running out, but I'll finish the story. Hey, me, I wait. Me, I wait for this guy. He comes later when his friend and I had a bottle of wine. So he bought me the bottle of wine because I think I wasn't drinking much then. A lot of different alcohols. I liked wine. Sour. Sorry, this is the part 2 from if you've watched my previous part 1 of the craziest thing you've ever done for a guy for in the name of love. So this actually should be the craziest. So the show happened. The whole night, it was fun. It was a pageant thing. It was much fun, and I think I had said at home to do what I was going to do. It was so much. I had so much fun. Higher. So me expecting after the show, there's an after party, and this is the biggest organizer of the event. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna meet his friends. Like I had met his friends, nini. The guy kwanza says in Swahili, Tanzanians are very vulgar in a way. Like when Tanzania tells you kumamako, you can think it's a funny thing, but it's an insult. Anyway, he says like a thing, and he's like, he tells his boys, ati wacha ende chumbani ajitayarishe, something like that. And I'm like, what? Why would you say that in front of your friends? I felt so offended, by the way. Mimi, that one. His driver takes me back to the hotel. I was a bit tired because of the journey and nini, so I slept. I slept in, my friend, because we got home at around. I got to the hotel at around 6:30. Ndio time event ilikuwa imeisha because the room was not too far. Me say sleeping. I wait for the next day. Me and my friend, me and my guy, we're gonna rock it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about the event. Like we're gonna have some good time. Me, I wake up at around 10. And my bus, mind you, I had booked a bus to come back to Nairobi for 3. I think it was 3. So I'm like, we have small kidogo hours to chat. I wait for the guy. I wait for the guy. I waited. I waited. I went even to his room. I found people who are, I think, I don't know, people who are his assistants who are pangering, and I'm asking, Kwani, where is Charles? We're using Charles. Then they tell me Charles alienda, some beach place. They had a beach. He had a beach, a hotel beach somewhere. Went with his family. I'm like, eh? Is he coming back? At maybe later. Me I try call the dude. Me I try call the dude. Me I try call the dude. The dude didn't pick. The dude didn't pick. It's already 2. I'm like, I need to go back to the station. I can catch my train. Catch my train. The guy didn't come back. The guy didn't even see me off. Oh. Me I tell him 3 passes. Imagine, out of love. 3 passes. And I'm like, what do I use to get back to Nairobi? So me, I text him. I'm like, I've missed my bus. Can you pay my flight ticket? The guy says, I'll pay your flight ticket. That's the only time he answered me. He pays my flight ticket. He never even asked me how I got to Nairobi. Oh. Hi. In case you have watched my part 1 and part 2 of the craziest things I have ever done in the name of love, I'm sorry, I know there's a video I did, Nikasema there was no part 3. Oh, there was part 3. When I got to Nairobi, I had a few things to do because I got there in the morning. So as I arrived, I think I slept, went to class, and I had a photo shoot. So later in the afternoonish, around 4ish, when I was getting back home, nikapata followers wengi. You know how you can get so many followers in the recent days? If you get so many followers, jua either umetajwa na Edgar Obari ama uko mahali tu kwa mtandao, kuna watu tu wamejua kastori kako. So why did I get so many followers? Damn, because of this. This is the photo of that event. And if you look closely, there's a white shirt at the edge of the table. That is the guy. Those photos were taken by a professional photographer from the event. And so they were sent to me. And then on my WhatsApp, I had a video call from this guy telling me, guess what? Wajua nini? Nimekuposti pale Instagram. If you know Tanzanians, they love saying nimekuposti. Even in their songs, they're like nimekuposti pale Instagram. Nilikuwa nimepostiwa pale Instagram as an appreciation of thank you for coming for my event. Anyway, I looked hot, guys. I have the photo of me with the guy because it's what he had posted, but I don't want to put it up. It's not about the guy, but it's because of the people who had asked. So yes, I had forgotten that part. But after the photos and all that, like I had said, I'd gotten closure. I think from the journey of 15 hours and plus, you have a lot to think about. And then when you get back to your country, you're like, is it worth it? Nah. Anyway, and so that was it. So after coming back to Nairobi, receiving the photo, I also posted the photo, and it was pretty. It was a pretty photo. I don't know if I posted of mine with him because I think I brought them down much later, or I changed my account. But yes, I got followers from Mashemeji wangu from Tanzania. Anyway, thank you for listening. And that was my part 3. But if for those people who are asking if the relationship continued, no. When you get the first few signs of everything, maybe I had gotten so many, I was just naive, I didn't know. You just don't pursue it anymore. Plus, kuna wa Kenya. Siofunze character development hapa Kenya tu. Ama. Cheers. Mwah. Bam.